I'm George Akel and welcome back to the GOVERNHR YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about risk and risk from an HR perspective. Now, risk can be defined as the likelihood of an event occurring multiplied by the consequences or the impacts. So to visualize this, to be able to understand this, and this is, I've put up an example. This is a very rough example here, and obviously it needs to be catered, the matrix needs to be catered and used for specific processes, for identifying specific risks and measuring the consequences. So strictly speaking, we can have the likelihood of the event occurring, so very unlikely, unlikely, possible, likely, very likely. You can have the impacts, negligible, minor, moderate, significant, or severe. So that sounds fairly straightforward. Now, determining where you slot the process, if it's likely to happen but it's negligible, the impact, it's in the low category. We've put this, these are all in the low category, so obviously a minor impact, very unlikely, low, and you go across here. So very likely but negligible impact, it's low to medium, because it can still happen, but it's not going to be a significant loss, and so on and so on. So you've got low to medium, you've got medium, you've got high, and then you've got extreme. So obviously the areas that get captured in this area here, the high and the extreme, are the areas that you need to focus on as a management group. Now, when we're looking at HR in particular, HR has a significant number of processes, and if we just look at simply the employee life cycle in a very, very summarized format here, we've got attract, the talent, hire, onboard, evaluate, develop, encourage, recognize, reward, and exit. Now, within each one of these bullet points here, you've got a significant number of transactions, a significant number of roads to take, and ensuring that they're safe to take, ensuring that the processes, the handoffs work from end to end is critical. So when you're determining your risk internally, you would look at each of the processes, determining what the likelihood of things going off track, a problem occurring, multiplied by the impact to your organization or to the broader community. Now, the first thing that comes to mind when people are talking about risk, they're talking about payroll. Yeah, because it's a dollars game, dollars and cents. So if you have a monthly payroll of €1 million, for example, and the payroll gets paid twice in a month by accident, then clearly you're out of pocket €1 million. So it's easy to understand, easy to follow. What's less easy to follow and understand and quantify are the intangibles, the non-financial risks and non-financial impacts to your organisation. You've got reputational risks. So, for example, we've read recently, I've posted a couple of blogs on that, you can look at those on the webpage, but people not paying their staff correctly, underpaying, in some cases by millions of dollars. So the impact there is one, people think you're a bum to deal with, they don't want to work for you. Secondly, your customers think you're a thief, or you're underpaying people, or you're abusing people, and you begin to get a bad reputation. And we've seen that. It becomes a snowball effect. Everybody beats up on you, even though it's ignorance, something has happened, your payroll system hasn't operated as it should, or your payroll staff haven't read the award correctly. Nevertheless, no one's looking for the excuses. Everybody knows the fact that you've underpaid. The other one is regulatory implications. So if you've underpaid your taxes, you get a problem with the Inland Revenue Authorities. If you've brought someone in on the wrong visa, if someone is working while they're on holidays in your office from another office, you can end up with some really serious immigration issues. And there's also onboarding people not fit and proper to do banking tasks, for example, or the old chestnut hiring the son or daughter of a high-profile politician or a high-profile customer or potential customer. All of these things, it's a minefield when you're going through this. The other one, of course, is if you're firing people for the wrong reasons or the wrong way of handling exits, wrongful dismissal cases, discrimination. And the other one, of course, is onboarding. And you forget this. We forget this sometimes. We always talk about the value proposition, employee value proposition, but employing people, putting them through the rigors of a very poor onboarding process leaves a very negative perception of your organisation, and that too is a risk. So this is the risk matrix. These are some of the areas we're going to cover. So in the coming weeks, we're going to be going through each of these areas, looking at the risk. What are the risks that we look for? What are the consequences from getting some of these wrong? And trying to help you with your risk management process. Now, as we always say, please click like below, subscribe to this YouTube channel so you get the videos as soon as they're released. Leave a comment or a question. If you have a question on risk or HR risk, leave a comment and we'll certainly answer that. And at GOVERNHR, we've had extensive risk management experience. We've built a risk management framework for HR across the entire Asia-Pacific region. So it's over 16 countries, and we've built it, we've managed it, we've monitored it. So we can help you. Leave us a note, contact us through the webpage or drop us an email. Thank you very much, all the best, and have a good week ahead. Thank you.